hate the beginning of things.
You just have to do it and then...
Hello everyone and welcome to what is going to be me getting myself together and creating regular content that is going to come out once a month. As you will see from the trigger warning at the beginning of this video, I want to talk about something that is quite serious today. And the reason I want to talk about this and create a video about it is because I think it's very important. It's important to me, and I think it's important to share with other people so they can have the knowledge and do with it what they will. But before we get started, I do want to let you know that this is not going to be the main theme of my channel. It will be a lot more upbeat and fun, hopefully, and this is kind of just like a one-off that I wanted to get out there so I can really start throwing out other content. Another reason that I wanted to make this video is because in future content you will hear me a lot refer to my autism and my mental health, because these are things that affect my daily life. But if you are going to follow me along, you will hear me talking about them, and I just wanted you all to know like why I do or don't say certain things in my videos. It's also just a really good opportunity for anyone to learn about autism and Asperger's if you don't already. So let's get started. As you all know by now, I have autism. If you're unsure as to what autism is, it is a developmental disability that affects the way people interact and communicate with the world. That is literally a brief summary. I do have some previous videos that you can go and watch after this video if you want, that kind of just go into a bit more detail about what autism is. Now, if you have already seen my previous videos, you will probably notice that in those videos I say Asperger syndrome instead of autism. This is because over the last few years I have learned and done my own research as to where the term Asperger's syndrome originated from and the history of the term. And I have decided that for me personally, this isn't something that I want to use for myself going forward. If you didn't know, Asperger syndrome was named after a guy called Hans Asperger, who was an Austrian physician who was known for the studies of atypical neurology in children in the Second World War. Now, the term Asperger syndrome wasn't actually popularized until years later, and this was because Laura Wing, who helped found the National Autistic Society in the UK, published a paper that contained Hans Asperger's research. And until 2005, every published paper and book about Hans Asperger spoke about how much he cared for the children and praised him for not touching the race ideology in his research. However, this started to unravel when research came out about Hans Asperger's career and his time that he worked at Vienna University's pediatric clinic in World War II. So we know that Asperger's deliberately referred children to the clinic am Spiegelgrund, which at the time was known as Vienna's killing centre and was run by a colleague of Asperger's. And this is where children who did not meet the criteria of the Nazis' racial purity were sent and murdered under the child euthanasia program. So there's now a lot more research about Asperger's work and what really happened to the children who are under his care. And I will leave a link below to a page that I found when I was doing my own research, which I highly encourage you to take a look at on the back of this video. I also just want to say that just because I no longer use the term Asperger syndrome for myself does not mean that I frown upon other people using the term Asperger syndrome. Everybody has their own preferred terms, and some people may not even know the historical meaning behind it, like I didn't for a few years. We're all just learning as we go along, and I think it's important to give each other the space to learn and to kindly educate each other as best we can. You also won't hear me using terms like high functioning and low functioning, which if you have autism or know someone who is diagnosed with autism, you probably would have heard a lot of. This is because I personally feel like this can be quite harmful terms. It kind of suggests that autism is a scale where you have high functioning on one end and low functioning on the other end, but I think we all kind of really know that that's not the case. Anyone diagnosed with autism is autistic, and we all just have different autistic identities. And what I really want is for this channel to be a safe space where you can feel like fully be yourself, where there's no judgment, because we all need a space where we feel like we can be ourselves and grow as people. And on that hopefully more cheerful, hopeful note, I will leave it there for today, but I hope you stick around for future videos, and I will see you guys again soon.